playing the Demonplague. But before we begin, in the doobly-doo down below, you will find a link to our Extra Life link to supporting Toronto Sick Kids Hospital, and you will also find a link to our sister shows and the Heroes Wanted collective of shows. And the Heroes Wanted collective of shows Discord. So please check them out. But without any further ado, tonight I'm joined by...
Hi, I'm Ian. I'll be playing Kevin Hillman, the drunken monk, courtier, bureaucrat, all-around nice guy.
Hi, my name's Clay. I'm playing Alta Vista, the multi-personality bard with the heart of gold.
Hi, everyone. I'm Tara. I'm playing Hecate, the Eldarin cleric of the grave, who is in her summer persona today. So she's basically a green-eyed, red-haired... I completely lost what I was going to say. She's very aggressive. Red-haired, green-eyed, and she's very aggressive.
My name is Patrick. I'm playing Arkady Renko, a ghostwise halfling inquisitive rogue.
I am Brendan, and I'll be playing Uthor Greypaw, a human variant druid of the Circle of the Moon.
Thank you all for joining with me today. Last time where we left our heroes, they had just cleared the Fort Frostfell and searched the contents inside. There, not only did they find an interesting friend who may not be all that trustworthy. You found a scholar that had been locked up and was forced to research something called the Demonplague that supposedly felled the Raytheon civilization about 1,000 years ago. Also, on top of loot, you also found some ghosts. In the faux throne room below, you found 2 ghosts that belonged to the Order of the Last Bastion Knights, which had originally built and owned this fort before it was given to the army. Apparently, they had been summoned from their sleep by Ralakai, who's supposedly the ringleader for whatever this gang of bandits or whatever it is. Further, you defeated a bunch of strange-looking zombies that had strange pustules on them and seemed to spread this sort of miasma when attacked. Wisely, though, you attacked them from afar and burnt the miasma away. But then you came upon another ghost that actually talked to you, of an ancient druid named Feriare, who told you that she and her druid circle were the ones who put the big, massive glacier in Luna Valley 1,000 years ago to contain the Demonplague. She had been woken up by the comet and the destruction of the glacier, and then was bound here by Ralakai. And from there, after you performed a ritual to unbind the spirits that were here, you guys gathered up the injured, gathered Bella from her hiding spot, and took a long rest here. Now, it's the next morning, you wake up, you have a bunch of very hungry refugees. What do you do next?
Okay, have we fully cleared this area?
Yes, there is... You were informed last time that upstairs, the ice-covered tower is actually a dragon wormling's lair, but he's not there all the time.
Okay. I definitely don't want to meet that guy.
Kevin, can you produce food for enough of these refugees?
You also know that there were food
At my
stocks.
cart.
There's food stocks.
Oh, then yes. All right.
Like 2,000 pounds or something.
Mm-hmm. 2,000 pounds of foodstuffs.
Is anybody wearing heavy armor?
Medium.
Like, a breastplate?
Uh,
I don't think I
Breastplate
am.
is medium.
equivalent to a breastplate.
Not equivalent to a breastplate.
I mean, it's a breastplate with spikes on it.
If Mr. Greypaw gives me his breastplate, I think I could walk up some vegetables and get the food going.
God.
Walk up.
No.
So
Well,
isn't
we
it made
can-
of wood?
The
Yeah,
spikes are made of wood.
Is there a pot in here or some
bone.
sort of vessel?
Well, we've seen plates of food, so I assume there's some way to prepare food.
One of these rooms does have like a very rudimentary kitchen, I'm going to say.
Excellent. So we leave Kevin behind to cook food for the refugees and get on with our business.
No, I'll need help. So, Mr. Greypaw, I'll set you up here. This is the knife. These are the carrots. So you start chopping. Arcady, sir, if you could start filling the big thing with water. Hecate, you're gonna have to start deboning that chicken. And Alta Vista, start frying up over there on the stove. And I will make sure you guys don't screw it up.
Does he know that Alta Vista is my full name? Why do you keep calling me my full name? Just call me Alta.
Miss Vista.
Thank you.
Uthor is in the middle of eating the carrot.
No, like this. Choppa, choppa, choppa.
Hecate is not down for manual labor, so she is just going to walk away and keep, watch or something.
We send the
Well,
refugees here. They can cook for themselves.
As Hecate walks away, Arcady will catch up to her and just say, I know you're not in your most bloodthirsty form today, but someone does need to collect ears for us to take back for our reward.
Oh, she is just going to grin at that, and she will just, I believe that is actually a job most suited to my form today. And she will nod and turn off, unless you have another task for us.
I'm going to watch over Kevin, and then we need to question the soldier that we captured. I'm certain you would be useful in that regard as well.
Oh,
I
are
look
we
forward
going
to
for
it.
are we going for good cop, bad cop? Can I be the bad cop?
I could use some help, sirs. Kevin says
Arcady
passive aggressively from the
Completely
kitchen.
ignored.
Yeah, Hecate's going to collect ears.
Arcady will say, "Oh, I think that's a wonderful idea," and then he will actually go assist Kevin.
I will get a box for Arcady so he can see over the counters.
Uthor is gonna sort of bother Alta Vista and ask, what do you think is the most intimidating? Is it the tiger? Is it the wolf? The bear? I can't decide.
Are you talking about your forms?
Yes, if we're going to interrogate this prisoner.
He's just making faces, and he's like, "Tiger face, bear face."
Yeah.
Well, I know a song that kind of really pushes, like, I think it's called Hungry Like a Wolf. So I think wolves are pretty scary. How about we do a wolf?
All right.
All right.
People in here live in fear of wolves.
And you just from below or wherever Hecate's gone to like collect the ears, you just hear like the sound of like blade slicing through flesh and kind of like hee 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 hee.
Suddenly, a bunch of the refugees come down and they're like,
Wait, have we sent word to the refugees yet?
I wouldn't do it in front of the refugees. I would
They're peasants. They'd be used to it.
no, I wouldn't be like that. I wouldn't do it in front of them, but I'd be doing a little bit more than just chopping off ears. I'd be bringing back the ears, but yeah.
Okay, so you sent all the refugees down before you started doing this, and they're all, a group of like 24 or so are standing around, very hungry looking, just sort of still on edge.
Or at the very least, I would start dragging all the bodies into the one room, because, I mean, either way, they're not going to want to see me just slicing off ears off of bodies. That's not going to be pleasant for them either way. But yeah, that makes sense. I'll send him down for food. Go eat. I have business up here.
And also that should be part of the interrogation. The smell of good food while they're tied up and hungry.
Oh, what are you making?
Well, I only have one person helping me, so it's gonna be just a plain stew. We were gonna have a nice meal, but it's okay. It's okay. I know they have important jobs to do.
As you just hear the thwack, thwack, thwack upstairs.
Thank you.
Luthor's practicing his angry face, but he's still a human.
Lion face, ooh, lemon face,
All right.
The refugees line up and they're like, "Oh, thank you so much, sirs and madam, for saving us.
Hot soup for everyone.
Yay! It's the first proper meal I've had in weeks."
Insight check. No.
So loud enough for the refugees to hear him. Uthor is gonna sort of like pretend to be quiet towards Kevin. How many goblins did you use for that recipe?
Oh, sir, that's not funny.
Hey, it's the law of the jungle. Eat or be eaten.
I mean, these guys have been watching goblins eat humans for weeks, right? Or at least a week.
Oh,
We had
yeah.
real food for this.
Several of them have been partially eaten.
That's why we're not gonna make them eat goblin. Like, come on.
Oh, yeah, if you have, like, either bite marks all up and down their legs where they've torn chunks. There's the guy that had his leg
Mr.
ripped off.
Mr. Arcady, Mr. Greypaw's being mean again.
Arcady will just shake his head and just say, "It's just a joke, Kevin. It's okay." It doesn't seem to be stopping anybody from eating.
Alright, so you guys have yourself a good breakfast. The goblin ears are gathered. What do you want to do next?
Hecate's gonna come down as like covered in blood and not bother washing up before she starts eating.
What, did you roll on the goblins?
I got the ears, didn't I? Or sorry, we got the ears, didn't we? I keep forgetting third person.
I will bring a basin of water and a washcloth.
I'll start singing.
Are you gonna start like hosing her down?
No, I'm just bringing it to her. I don't want to touch you. You're disgusting.
I start singing a little ditty to keep the what's the term I'm looking at? Keep the people in high spirits.
Refugees?
Keep them in high spirits. There you go.
So where do we head next? Do we deal with the dragon?
I think that's above our pay grade. I think that's a bad
I think
idea.
we should scout it out. Excuse me, scout it out at least.
Well,
We could ask him to leave?
or how
Question mark?
We
I
can't.
think we have a volunteer that has been working here that would be happy to go in and see if the dragon is still there.
Arcady, I like the way you think.
And with that, I'm guessing Horlin Berrypot is still tied up.
He's tied up. We've fed him, but we are, Arcady
But-
and Kevin are definitely keeping an eye on him.
But last? He gets fed last?
Of course.
That's about as mean as Kevin's going to be at torturing someone. You get fed last.
All right. How about getting these people safely out of here? Shouldn't we consider that?
The town won't take them. This is the safest place they can be right now. There's
The
lots of
town will take them if up with 2,000 pounds of food.
I thought the town was going to come here.
that's what I thought as well.
Those are all options.
I think the place that doesn't have a dragon nesting in it might be the best.
You also remember
I think they are just going to come back and take it back over.
Oh, and Brendan, that nest controls the temperature.
What?
Ah!
I'm confused.
Nest is a thermostat. It's the smart
Oh, okay.
thermostat.
Okay, I realize what that is, but I didn't realize that's.
Uthor, will you take our friend up to help him explore the tower?
Watch your step.
Ah!
I can handle that.
Do you untie him or do you keep him bound and gagged?
I mean,
Or
he's
could just
still
pick up the
he's
chair.
still blinded, right?
Remember, he is skilled in the magical arts, so I wouldn't release him too easily.
Okay, so you
Wait,
said-
wait, wait. Before you take him, Kevin will fix his collar. He should look presentable if he's going to be bait.
Arcady will go upstairs with them as well.
I will see to the refugees.
Uthor's gonna tie a rope
Am
around the chain to the manacles.
Oh wait, shit!
so
No, I
s-
shouldn't let my boss get eaten, so I'll follow them.
Yep.
Gonna watch the
Um,
refugees then.
What do you need to cast Misty Step?
The spell?
Yeah, what components?
I don't think you need components. You're a druid.
No, not me. Him. Do I know off the top of my head, like, vocal, somatic material?
Roll me an
For-
Arcana check.
Ten. Nobody in our party is good at this, by the way.
Yep. Let's see.
Arcana check? I might be able to do that. Let's see.
Doesn't
My
say any that there's any components. It's a verbal component.
All right. And we don't know if he has the spell or not. So, gag
You
him?
do have a copy of his spell book.
I tell you exactly what you need.
What exactly do I need? Because I haven't looked it up yet.
Verbal.
Verbal? All right.
And also you would know that it's just a verbal component. There's no extra
Gag him?
spell component.
Just
Why
in
does-
case?
Why does Mr. Uthor have a giant red ball gag?
We're not going to gag him with a giant red ball gag.
That's for him. That's for me, I mean.
Why aren't we going to gag him with a giant red ball gag?
Because I don't think anybody here has one on them in character.
I don't know.
No, it's not in my inventory. Plus, I couldn't bring my card. Oh, I guess we moved the card up if we got everyone in here, right?
Bring the cart with you, or did you leave it in the town? I forget.
It was either we left it halfway. I think we left it in town with our
We
mounts,
left it-
though.
I think we looked at a site, didn't we?
We
Or we might
should
not.
go rescue that young child.
We brought her back already.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's
Because we have all the refugees that we sent to go hide with.
Oh, that's who we'll put in charge of the refugees when we leave, the Badger.
And the mount, or the thing riding the badger. That can be in charge too.
Oh yeah,
I
Tafina
would
can
also-
watch them.
Yeah, and the other survivor that we found down here that was trapped can also look after the refugees while we go upstairs and check the tower.
Okay.
I guess with
Alright.
my cobbler's tools, I could make a giant red ball gag.
No,
Jesus.
we're like cutting off some cloth from a dead goblin and jamming it into his mouth, and that's it. 'Cause he can't get it out because his hands are bound.
Mm-hmm. Hopefully he doesn't asphyxiate.
All right, up the stairs. Let's go check out this dragon.
Alright, so you head up the stairs, and again you come to the room where there's an ice, where the goblin you captured told you there was an ice basilisk.
Mhm.
There. But up above the ice basilisk is what Horlin would freely told you is the ice dragon chill worm's lair. So you're at the foot of this spiraling tower. What do you do?
Do we kill the basilisk first?
Do you want to kill a basilisk? It was Portland would be like
I don't think that's a bad idea. I mean, I think it's a bad idea because
Do I speak bound and gagged?
Roll me perception.
All right.
It's a whole situation we've gotten ourselves in.
I know. Jeez.
I just don't want him casting Misty Step and running away. But also, he needs to be able to see.
Overall, right now, you think you're getting. Don't open that door.
I think he said open the door.
Don't open that door.
Oh, maybe it was don't open the door.
I mean, I
Yes,
think
open the door. It was open the door.
I'll take out the gag and just say, what should we expect?
There's an ice basilisk there. Don't open that door. Even Ralakai couldn't defeat it.
Wait, this guy who could raise huge amounts of dead creatures couldn't kill it.
Yeah.
But they set their lair literally in the same place.
I'm more confused if that guy couldn't kill it, but a door can stop it.
Morons say hibernate. It's hibernating.
Oh, so it's like Pa did that once. He went out to a hibernating bear and he just stabbed it in the head.
Oh, this one will wake up right away, though.
Well,
How do you know
How do I know what?
that it would wake up right away?
Or
Ralakai
that it's
told me.
hibernating.
Ralakai told me. When he forced me to do horrible things like research this Demonplague.
20 insight?
You get the sense from the not only this conversation, but the conversations you've been having with him, that yeah, you're getting the sense that yeah, he was taken as a prisoner, and he was kind of forced to do this work. However, you can tell that he's kind of in awe of this guy. That he's that this Ralakai is a much higher spellcaster than him. And sure, he didn't like seek out Ralakai, but it's like, almost like a little bit of Stockholm syndrome, almost.
sir, I think it's like that guy named Stockholm. Remember what he did?
He was very persuasive. Everybody loved him. He was a great guy.
Then he touched.
Whoa.
For the record, I have a bad feeling about this.
Is there another way up in the tower to find out where this wormling's lair is?
Oh yeah, you can go over here, and there are stairs going up. It's a weirdly laid out place. Like you open the door to this like foyer area, and the door that is barred and shut and nailed shut has the ice basilisk, and then there's a spiral staircase up.
So wait, we can go up the stairs and look at the basilisk?
Go
Like
up the
the
stairs.
menagerie back in Capital City?
No. Because it's a roof over it. But you can go up the steps into the chillworm's lair. Let me bring up that map. One
Yeah,
second.
bring up that map. I'm confused. So it's not a dragon then?
It is a dragon. It's a dragon wormling.
But they said basilisk.
There's two different
There's
things
two
on here.
different
Two different
things.
things.
Oh, who the hell? That is confusing.
Why
So,
Mhm.
we really don't want to mess with this dragon, right? And
Yes.
Uthor is going to say that in a different language.
What language?
Oh God, what do you guys speak? I have some weird languages.
Uh,
Does anyone speak Giant or Sylvan?
I do.
He'll say it to Kevin in Sylvan,
Oh no.
in
Pourquoi?
Giant.
Oh no, drag. No, 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 no. What if it? What if it? Sir, I don't know what the actual qualifications are, but I might be a maiden, so I don't want to go anywhere near a dragon.
So this is just for entertainment then.
Well, we're not even sure it's here. And if we are going to keep refugees here and keep people protected, we're going to have to clear this out, if not the basilisk at some point.
But what?
But
It's scary. But what if we asked him to help?
The basilisk. You want to ask
No,
the
the dragon. I mean, it could have people to look after and rule. We could, give it a small bribe. Maybe if it's a little dragon, it won't. Kevin doesn't. You could tell Kevin doesn't like this idea at all, but he's still at least gonna put it out there.
Horlin, does Ralakai control this wormling, or is the wormling here on its own?
Yes, it's his pet. I didn't believe believe it at first myself until I saw him. But apparently there's been a dragon. There's been a wormling living in a cave in the glacier. He found it one day, like pinned down as a result of the flood or something. And after rescuing it, it follows him everywhere and follows his commands. It's really a magnificent sight. And terrifying. Terrifying. I was very terrified.
We probably shouldn't tell it we killed its friend.
We
haven't
haven't yet.
killed-
We have
it's
not met
right.
Ralakai.
He's not here. Okay, yeah, sorry.
So the wormling probably isn't here either. We just don't know. I mean, presumably, with the sounds of battle, the wormling would have come out.
He's not here all the
So-
time.
Yeah, he's not here all the time. I still think it's. I still think it's worth checking out the lair. I will go up and check it. If
I'll
no
come.
one else will.
I will go with you, sir.
I will as well.
And sir,
And
what if we
Uthor will
went?
turn into a giant spider?
What if we went back to town? They must have a supply of black powder. We could put a bomb in there for when they come back.
Indeed, I would rather bring back the entire military and have them look after the fort again and look after the refugees that are here.
That's why you're in charge, sir. You always see the big picture.
Well, there's so little left here to blow up. I would hate to lose something that could be actually a bastion for good.
I don't even think
We'll
we have
find
that
something
kind of
else to
time.
blow up. So, are you gonna stealth up as a spider?
Oh, yeah.
Because I'm gonna stealth up the stairs.
I will
Yeah, I'm going
stealth
up
as
this up the side, so I can keep an eye on the skies while you guys are inside.
Hecate is not stealthy, so she's going to wait here until she hears somebody scream.
Can I get a giant spider?
Sure.
Okay, still thing, but
How did the rogue get the worst?
yeah, I was gonna say I'll let the stealth professionals.
Oh, everyone's going up?
Just
It
us
looks
three.
like it.
We're gonna stealth.
That
All
scared token scared me for a second, then I realized it was me. Like, oh god, what have we walked into?
Do we have guidance? We can guidance everybody.
I don't think we do.
Okay.
Do I have guidance? I have guidance. I will guidance it.
We've already made our rolls.
I haven't made my
Yeah.
roll.
Guidance Arcady.
I'll take a guidance too, please.
I've already gone up. The three of us were going to stealth forward while everybody else
Apparently, I needed
sort
it.
of waited because Arcady doesn't actually believe that the wormling is here.
I'm going to keep between 1 and 8 eyes on the sky.
All right. As you go up the stairs, the temperature suddenly dips as you reach the top.
God, Dipper.
Like the rooms below, the ones here have also been looted. However, all the doors are knocked off their hinges, and several large, filmy white scales litter the floor. The corner room is filled with awful and crushed pink bones of many animals and creatures. However, you currently see no dragon.
Are they like scales that are useful?
Yes, you could at least sell, you could sell them.
I'll pick them up as we're walking around. I'll
I'll
get
do
these,
a
sir.
perception check looking up in the roof above to see if there's any sign of anything.
And I will
No.
do the same, but for the floor down below.
Alright, so roll. Kevin, as you're going through and you're picking up these, the scales, you realize there's coins on the floor as well. It's a lot of copper, but...
See a copper, and every day luck will be your reward. And I'll just keep saying that everyone. It's every day. See a copper, every day luck will be your reward.
What? Oh, copper.
You find 3,000, about 3,000 copper.
Holy shit, I'm going to be there a while if I'm saying it for every coin.
About 1,000 silver, 100 electrum, and 65 gold. You also find a bottle of perfume, unicorn-shaped earrings, and a potion of climbing.
Is there a broom in the room?
I'm going to say yes. There is.
Yeah, I get a broom and I start sweeping them up into a pile.
Have we made it to the
after a few-
actual roof this point? Sorry.
I was just going to say, after a few minutes, if I don't hear anything, I'm going to follow them up.
Yeah, Arcady will lean out and say, "All clear."
I will come up.
Uthor will scuttle in.
Oh, watch your
Through a
feet.
window.
I'm sweeping.
I come up to the edge, so my head's just above here, and I go. You realize you're probably going through what could be a dragon's horde, and that dragon could be back at any moment.
I mean, he keeps it very untidy, sir. I'm just putting it back into a pile for now. Sweep, sweep, sweep.
Uthor's going to take one long, spindly limb and point at the gold, and then point at probably Alta, like gesturing, take it, get it, it's gold.
No.
Take the gold, take the electrum, take the silver.
Save the cheerleader, save the world.
Leave the copper, but take all the other ones.
No, they're-
Hecate,
Hmm?
how would you feel about interrogating our witness up here? It might lend a sense of urgency.
Oh, sir, I have this sign to put on him in case we leave him here. And it says, I took all the gold.
No, no,
Oh,
no,
not you,
no.
not you, Horland, not you, Horland. The soldier downstairs.
Do you wish me to fetch him? We have no problem with that.
I think we should go together and fetch her.
I'll get everything tidy up here for when you return.
Oh, good. Yeah. That Harley, she was the real mastermind. She was the real slave driver.
I'm not even going to incite that. Uthor's just going to launch some web at him.
Spider-Man is a menace.
Sorry, I'm back.
Can anybody detect magic?
Not me.
Uh,
I wish magic
No.
items were like a 9-volt battery. That'd make it a lot easier.
just lick him.
Yep.
Yeah, I would have to wait until tomorrow.
Okay. Anybody have a
Oh!
high invest?
No, I can.
Oh, okay, great.
Uthor's going to shift back to human and then detect magic.
You find nothing.
Oh.
Womp womp.
So we go down and we get our prisoner or our POW.
I don't
Yeah, Harley.
know that that's a good idea. I mean, presumably she's friendly with the dragon, right? Like that just gives her incentive to stall
Well,
when the dragon comes back.
not friendly is a funny word when working with dragons. It really
Yes,
only
but
likes
they're
Ralakai.
on the same side.
It's basically food now or food later.
I would say if this dragon comes back and find its gold and trinkets missing, but somebody tied up and left behind, that person is going to feel the wrath of a dragon.
Oh, I have an idea. Kevin will disappear, return shortly with the remainder of the stew after everyone's eaten. And a big sign that says, "Have a nice meal, Mr. Dragon."
Chillworm is her. I don't know. It's a dragon's name.
Have
Uthor's
a
gonna-
nice meal, Chillworm.
Uthor's gonna slip away and go grab the prisoner, the new one,
All right.
and like drag her up here.
Harliet is still bound, and she conducts herself with in an honorable way. She doesn't try too much to fight back. You can tell this person is a soldier and is used to the laws of war.
Uthor does not trust that whatsoever and refuses to take his eyes off her. He would be trying to escape. He doesn't believe anybody else wouldn't be.
Although I actually was listening to something today, and yeah, that's a really Eurocentric view of war and surrender. I never realized.
What, running away?
No, the giving up, being expected to be treated properly, or at least not tortured to death as a prisoner of the other side is a very European thing that comes from those just ages of the gentlemanly quote unquote wars.
Interesting.
And the Japanese, basically, it was about the Japanese, and they didn't believe in that, and how it affected World War II. It's Dan Carlin's Supernova in the East.
Oh yeah, didn't he just release like the third one finally?
Yes, it's amazing.
Oh, I gotta sit down. I gotta find a whole weekend just to sit down. I bought all the old ones.
Anyway, sorry, I just thought that was relevant.
Well, we're certainly not going to torture her. When she comes in, she can sit. We will give her some stew for breakfast, and then we will let her know we're going to have a polite conversation.
All right. She is brought up. Do you sit her down on like a chair, or there's really no furniture in this room?
Yeah, no, she can sit on the floor with the rest of us.
She sits down and straight back, just sort of looks at you all, and have you gagged her as well, or no?
She would have been. I'll remove that because we give her breakfast, and pointing over at Kevin, I will just say, we are the law. We are here from the capital, and who I am, and what we stand for. Our friends who are here with us are not part of the law, and do not stand for the same things we do. We will have a nice conversation. If it does not go the way our friends want, they will take over asking the questions, and it will not nearly be as civilized as it should be. Is that agreed?
Agreed, but I really have no choice. You really did turn into a bureaucrat. Sorry, you really did turn into a bureaucrat. Veiled threats.
There's no veiled threats. There's simply promises. What was going on with the zombies in the basement?
Oh, the ones we'd locked away?
Yes.
Bralakai, I suppose this one has told you far more. As useless as he is, and she gives a very pointed look to Horlin.
It's okay, sir. You're doing great. I say to the Horlin.
Are we up in the dragon's room?
You are up in the
Yeah.
dragon's
Yes.
room.
Oh, you guys are something else. And by the way, I suggest, we don't leave the person here because, one, if we do leave it with the dragon can interrogate and figure out who really took the money, which leads directly to us.
That is a good point, yeah.
What is going on with the zombies in the basement?
Forgive
Which
me.
one?
Okay, sorry again. Ralakai found them. Apparently they were here from before, when this thing ravaged the land 1,000 years ago. They had been resurrected from the melt, and Ralakai wanted to study them. So he rounded them up and put them in a prison.
And how did Ralakai round you up? You were the head of the city watch.
You really do know a lot. Yes, I was the head of the Safe Harbor City Watch. I was leading a group of refugees when the incident happened, and however, there was a massive mudslide. I became separated from my charges, and I fell, heavy-armored and all, into the river. I almost drowned, but Ralakai was there to save me. He's a peculiar fellow, not exactly courtly company, but he wants to end this. He wants to find a cure for whatever turns people into those zombies down there. He wants to end this. His methods may not be high class, but desperate times call for desperate measures. If this festers much longer, it will take over Luna Valley, and it will expand to the rest of Hykos, and even possibly the world.
Are there more of these zombies out in the world, you're saying?
Yes. For right now, they're all located here, and the valley walls keep them boxed in, but eventually they will find a way out. There are the mountain passes that lead beyond the valley itself.
And what is Ralakai doing at the ziggurat?
More research and experiments. Apparently, he's an interesting fellow. He was frozen 1,000 years ago when he was a slave under the rule of the Raytheon Empire. The glacier came down, he froze, and that's why he survived into the present day. Apparently, this has happened more than once, and there was the Al Nassar dwarves apparently had a base here, and apparently even had a base on the surface, trying to exploit certain resources. And they built a ziggurat, and they were somehow discovered the ancient evil and became infected, and their civilization died.
And you believe that torturing people, killing civilians, and turning your back on everything you were trained for is the way to deal with this?
Don't forget the leg eating.
Safety at all costs. That's the motto of the Safe Harbor Watch. I believe in that motto here and now. Yes, it's sad that we have to resort to certain things, and crisis makes strange bedfellows. Your father knows that very well.
You took an oath, ma'am.
You protect Hykos.
This isn't protecting Hykos, and you know it.
Excuse me?
I am so upset that that someone could be led so astray from the emperor it was emperor, right?
King. It's okay though.
Okay, yeah, from the king and the law, like the law.
The law. You are a bureaucrat. You know you can make the law whatever you wish it. You
No,
sit
you
there.
follow the law to help those less fortunate. If you know it, you took an oath. Oh, I'm sorry, sir. I shouldn't. I misspoke. I should not have. I'm sorry.
How old are
I
you,
like
boy?
this new Kevin.
And she's looking at you. She looks at you and Kevin and says, "How old are you, boy?"
I am of a young age.
Her eyebrow goes up at that. Still bright-eyed and bushy-tailed, still believing in the glory of the divine touched king or queen of Hykos. Let me tell you something. Why was it legal for... why was slavery legal? Why was it legal for the lords to control every aspect of their serfs' lives? To protect them, quote unquote?
Has that changed with the
That has changed.
with the reforms, right?
There has been, there's been like a few, like the past few, two kings ago, there was a lot of, there's been a series of reforms this past few kings.
Well, ma'am, people in the past were just dumber. We know that. We are improving, and I come from a little town on top of a hill in a valley, but I know that we are much better off now than we were 100 years ago.
You mean 10 years ago? Serfs are only liberated 10 years ago.
Oh, I thought you said. Oh no, I thought you said
the
2 kings ago.
slavery. Slavery has been banned in Hykos for a few hundred years.
Oh, okay, but the reforms for the serfs have been recently.
Yeah, like 10, 15 years ago. I have to look at like the timeline again, and I'm still working on the exact timeline, but yeah.
Yeah, but basically my stay. I'll just change the times.
10 years. And do you think it was fair when the king, so graciously freed us from serfdom, but then demanded we pay back the rich lords for the land that we had been toiling on? Is
she
that
talking
fair?
about ma'am? Are you talking about taxes? Are you a sovereign citizen, ma'am?
I'm a citizen. Isn't everyone a sovereign citizen? I mean, I don't understand the question.
Are you traveling or are you moving?
I believe we're getting off topic, and I certainly understand your position.
Do you?
In the bureaucracy, we are faced with corruption and indignities that swarm around us on a daily basis. Do not think I am here because I am wanted anywhere else. But, I mean, it's always the problem that we run into in our jobs is once you start digging, you never know when to stop. But do you know what you're digging up? Do you believe this Ralakai?
I believe he has the power to fix it. He's the only one that actually cares. I mean, King Ramon hasn't even set foot beyond Aprax in how many years?
That's the dead one, right?
He's dead?
Yes, the last place he stepped was into his grave. He was, I believe, murdered. But the official story is it was a hunting accident.
Isn't that always the way? The lords play their little games and us little people get trampled underfoot.
I also believe this is a dragon's den. Why are we talking here? You guys are insane.
Oh, he's not. Chillworm isn't scheduled to be here till tomorrow.
We can leave you here till tomorrow.
I can. Okay. Leave me then.
That's no.
She would freeze, to be clear, right? Oh wait, no, it's not cold. I keep
It
thinking it's not
is.
cold.
It's cold in this tower, but it's like being in an just a very kind of a chilly air conditioned room, sort of cold. It's
like
not like
Arizona.
yeah, kinda.
Is Ralakai willing to talk and work with the people that are left, or is he zealously going about his way despite everybody else?
Well, I believe he can be talked to. He's talked it to me. He saved my life and
He's
spared my life.
manipulated you.
Please. I'm too old to be manipulated like some maiden.
Nobody is too old to be manipulated. That's the saddest truth of all. Harliet, you have disgraced your ranks. You've turned your back on everything you vowed to protect, but you believe otherwise. I see you have maintained your soldierly behaviors in your room, but I need you to convince me that this is in fact the right path. What exactly are they searching for at the ziggurat?
They're searching for a cure. They're trying to discover exactly how this disease operates. They're trying to just gather more information. Like, how did these civilizations fell, but they were able to contain it. We know the last time the druids encapsulated it in under ice, but we don't know what the other civilizations have done. Apparently it was Raytheon. Apparently it was the Greenskins. Then it was the dwarves of El Nasser, and then it was the star. But first it was the Star Elves. But that's all we've come up with. The later and later we go back, the scanter and scanter the records become.
Oh, sir. It's like, remember the story of Eam, the town that closed itself off when they had the plague, and it didn't spread to the rest of the township. They all died.
Indeed. What do you think we should do with you, Harliet?
Depends. Do you see me as a disobedient soldier? Do you see me as a wayward lass? Or are you going to actually follow the law? Obviously, I would like to live. I believe I will continue to serve the people of the Luna Valley. But I wouldn't be surprised if you wanted to execute me.
Sir, the law does say reform is the highest intent.
Unless you're only if you're a noble boy.
Hecate is all for execution. The mother has turned her face from this one.
My first inclination, to be honest, is to bring you to the military back in the town. I think you should face a military tribunal and they will decide your fate. In the eyes of the law, you have done great wrongs.
That is a wise decision.
All right, sounds like we should take her back to the town and the rest of the people as well. We come to a decision.
I then also want to telepathically just quickly ask her, how much of a traitor is this Horlin?
She'll say, Ah, you have your father's gift. Oh wait, she already knows that. Anyway, she's like, he's a sycophant scumbag. I wouldn't trust him near anything. Would have killed him myself if he wasn't at least somewhat useful as a spellcaster.
He is crooked as a stick in water. Agreed. Okay, we will be taking you back to the town with us, along with the refugees. And I'll turn and look at the rest of the group, and once there, I want to move her aside and get the rest of the group alone and just say, are we going to wait here until tomorrow when the wormling and this Relikai comes back? Do we want to be here waiting for him, or should we be long gone?
With the
I-
refugees, we should be gone.
I think we could take this worm.
While they're chatting, I do an investigation check with hopefully the guide and see if there's any secrets in the room.
If you ask for guidance, I will give it to you.
I did
I do.
bring something that might help.
Okay.
It's in the cart.
Where's the card?
Enough with the goddamn cart! It's been left behind. Just let it go.
Sir, there was a Maxim gun in the
Who's got the
cart.
highest? Who's got the highest investigation?
There was
Somebody
a machine gun in the cart.
Hecate
A Maxim
believes-
gun.
Like, Hecate is all for taking out this Ralakai dude and the wormling, but the refugees are going to become collateral damage if we do it now.
What if they say beneath?
I didn't catch that.
Not if they say beneath in the fort itself.
Ralakai will.
I don't know that we can take Relikai, but we can probably take this wormling.
Ralakai is probably going to stay at the ziggurat for a while now. We've just discovered it.
Alta Vista, why are you staring at the window?
I've been asking for help, but no one seems to want.
I gave you guidance.
I know, but just not me. I said, who has the highest investigation? Maybe they.
Yeah, but he just rolled a 2 and a 1, that's why.
Exactly.
Oh,
I have a 0 on investigation.
um,
There
Oh,
you go.
there we go. What is it, Miss Vista?
Is there anything found? Like any secret?
No, nothing secret. You found the horde. It's a dragon. It's also a baby teenager dragon. So the room is messy, but there's like nothing hidden.
I'm just taking all the gold and the electrum and the silver.
Sir, we need that for the refugees.
Fine, they can have a little.
I'm with you. Let's go. Let's get out of here.
If anyone asks, it was what was his name? The little pathetic one. He's in the room with
Horlin.
us, right?
Yeah,
Horlin.
Horlin.
Yeah. Uthor asks what his name was, like to the group out loud.
My name's Horlin. Horlin.
Yeah, we'll blame it on him.
What? No. I cooperated before her. Why do you trust her? I'm just a
don't.
regular guy. She's a soldier.
She talks like the bureaucracy, though.
Your Arcadie's father taught me well. He taught all of us very well.
Yes, he has a way of beating things into you that it sticks.
Beating? No. What are you on about? He made sure we were all educated.
Oh, it's just a turn of phrase.
Insight.
Sure, insight.
$18.
She's being truthful.
I was inciting Arcadi.
Oh!
Sad Hulk walking
Oh.
away music.
Oh no, Arcadi has no visible scars or marks or anything on him. Words leave permanent scars, but they're not visible.
Emotional abuse, yay!
Are we at?
Because people who have happy backstories don't turn into adventurers.
I have a couple.
There are also Russian backstories.
So we've decided. Can we get out of here?
Yes.
How much gold and stuff did I get?
You got enough gold. When you know what, this might actually be a good place to take a break. And I
Okay.
will add to the parcel how much you guys have, because I've been neglecting that these past few weeks because I keep forgetting. Because I manually have to like plug it all in.
How long is the trek to this town again?
I think it's just a few days.
It was a day, wasn't it? It's not
Oh
far.
yeah. It's only like a day, right? Thank you.
Like
for
an
reminding me.
afternoon, or like a easy day's travel.
It's a couple.
Like-
it's
like-
a
like
couple
5
hours
minutes.
So we can get the refugees to the city and maybe get back in time to face this wormling.
Yes, if you really want to. Do you really want to defeat this wormling?
Yes, if
Do
we
it.
can just get my and he's about to say cart and he stops. Boat on wheels?
What is in this cart that you need so badly?
I linked it in the Discord.
Oh my god. You don't
A machine gun! There's a machine gun strapped to the cart! Which apparently was a real weapon that happened right around this time period. In the
Actually,
real
far
world.
before. It's the Maxim gun. I mean, we leave it for the soldiers, and they can defend themselves.
Okay. Let's get these people back, and then we can decide. Can we at least do that?
Yep. Okay.
All right.
Be right back. 5-minute break.
Yeah, 5-minute break. I need to figure out how to do the ads. Oh! Alright, so watchers, I will
We're
be
like-
running a ad break. Because we are currently on a break. So I know we haven't done ads in the or we've done ads, but now we're actually getting a piece of the pie as an affiliate. So I'm just gonna run a 30-second ad.
Ooh.
I'm gonna run to the bathroom real quick. 1 sec.
I think we can take this thing.
I think so.
Yeah, as long as we can keep it inside this room and not have it fly, I think we have a chance.
You know what does that pretty well?
Uthor?
Wes?
Web. Oh god, my eyes are burning. Damn. Hello.
Hello.
What's wrong with your eyes?
There we go. I keep cutting out. Sorry. I'm just so tired. Didn't get home and in bed until like midnight, and I'm
Oh,
up
yeah,
again
I
at like
was
4 o'clock this
Sabaton.
morning. It was so good. Hammerfall sucked though. I was so bored.
This is the kind of people who hang out with Patrick. People who find metal concerts boring.
I am not the only one. I'm still sick, Matt. Thank you. ZLT just messaged me. He's like, "Hey, you don't sound sick." I'm like, "No, I'm still sick. Don't make me laugh."
Back.
But it was so. They brought the
Oh.
tank. They brought the tank to North America. Oh my god, I'm so happy to see the tank.
What
The
tank?
tank?
So Sabaton, like they're a Swedish band, right? So when they play overseas in Europe and stuff, they actually have a tank on stage, and they have a lot of like pyrotechnic, and I think they actually have fire coming out of the cannons when they're in the big like open theater kind of feel thing. They have it all the fire and all the flames, all the booms. Oh, it's fantastic. And all the times that they've toured Canada and the States, they've never been able to bring the tank over with them. But they brought it for this tour and they had it on the stage last night and it was so fucking cool.
I feel like Greta
so-
Thunberg is crying right now.
So what you're
It's not a
saying
real
is,
tank, but yes.
is that from the barrel, like through the barrel, there's fire and flames, like through the fire and flames.
What, like
It's
the
actually
song?
got like the
Yes,
two
song.
like
That's the reference I'm
the
trying to make.
instead of like having the one barrel out through the front, it's actually got like two like turrets on like in the front, but like one on either side. And I think there's flames that come out of there. Let's see if I
That's
can find a
cool.
picture.
Also, Brendan, that is exactly what I was going for. Thank you for linking the poem.
Sabaton tank.
And also, a Maxim gun really isn't a machine gun. It's like it can shoot 2 rounds a turn kind of thing. Works great on Zulus, not so much in mechanized war.
Also, didn't work as well when they started getting them.
Yeah.
Yeah, that
No.
was one of my favorite little bits in Crash Course World History was like, oh yeah, and now everyone had machine guns
Yeah.
when they were talking about whatever World War it was. I don't remember what war it was. I think it was either Civil War or World War One. Probably World War One.
World War One is when everyone got. So Maxim gun kind of went between the American Civil War, about halfway in between that and World War One, and it was the kind of proto machine gun. But there weren't big enough wars to prove that it was viable. It wasn't until the Russo-Sino War that people really saw what a machine gun can do.
And like there were automatic in quotation mark weapons before that because Gatling guns existed in the Civil.
Oh, and there's Gatling guns, but there was also this kind of cheap knockoff machine gun, which was basically just 12 muskets with a clip system, and you would put these giant clips in, and it would fire them all at once, and then you'd have to do it over and over. Oh, the history of mechanized warfare is something that I'm trying to put into the Spire. I love it.
Cannons on elephants.
Totally viable, and actually, there are mammoths in Hykos, so we should get a mammoth.
I mean, it's cool, but it puts your gun on a bigger target, so it's bad idea in actual.
Well, when you suggested that, and I've added to it since then, did you see that picture of the Brazilian police on water buffalo?
No.
Google Brazilian police water buffalo, and that's what the Spire or the Hykos bureaucracy uses for mounts in the southern swampy regions. I'll link it.
I found it.
Badass, right?
That's pretty cool.
It'd be like Mounties on mooses here.
Except less scary? More scary?
Wait, are mooses more scary? I'm more terrified of water buffalo than moose. I have no idea how a water buffalo acts. A moose, I know when to fucking run.
It's all the time, right?
Yeah, don't go near it. Unless you want to kill it, don't go near it.
Well, here's the thing: is these have apparently been domesticated. Has anyone ever domesticated a moose?
Yes. Well, semi. It's in like Norway and stuff have semi-domesticated moose.
They're just too smart and too big of an
Semi-domesticated.
Well, certain animals are very difficult to domesticate because
it's like tigers. Tigers,
Did you see the tiger with the golden tooth?
No, I didn't.
Yeah, this tiger got this tiger that was in captivity, I guess, got its tooth damaged, like broken. So they replaced it with not an actual gold tooth, but a tooth that looks gold.
So
Yeah.
now I want a ranger with a tiger and adamantine teeth. But I think we're all back, right?
Yes,
Yeah.
I'm just continuing to add the gold amounts.
Yeah, we can do the loot after. Let's. I don't think we've never been a loot-oriented group.
This particular party is not.
I mean,
Right.
even Winthrop wasn't that loot-oriented.
I finally found the Sabaton tank and I posted it. Their drummer is actually like a drum riser, so the drummer like sits inside of it and like plays during the set.
Oh, so they're from Warhammer 40K.
Ha ha ha
So-
ha.
This is starting to be a lot of weight
Yeah, it is.
because of the like.
Kevin's at the back of the party with a
Billion cal-
giant sack.
I'm
And
not
do you-
overweight yet, but I'm close.
And you also have 2,000 pounds of food to bring back.
We're leaving that here.
Okay, you're only taking sort of a little bit what you can carry.
Well, we have Kevin's supplies. Where it's going to take a day to get people back. There's food at the town. We can get everybody back here. I almost want, because we don't have Lorne tonight, Lorne can stay with the refugees, with the Badger, and protect them for the 24 hours it's going to take us to go back, and then have
Get
everyone
the
come here.
military that's still there. Get them to, because we just cleared their fort out for them. They need
Yes,
to come
so-
back here. They can't come back
Exactly.
here as long as there's a dragon. So they need to help us with this dragon.
And get my...
Don't forget the basilisk.
Take it or leave it. Dragon more important.
What if we made a bunch of bonfires outside of the door of the basilisk? Because it's a nice basilisk. No, Kevin's being serious. Like, but we could burn it.
I mean, we want to keep the fort in. I mean, you guys want to keep the fort intact. Is a better phrase.
Stone doesn't burn though.
It melts, so
Stone can burn. Come on.
But it okay.
Stone buildings can burn down,
Yes,
and it damages the stonework.
yes, but we're doing it on a slab on the ground. Anyway, it doesn't matter. Let's go back to town.
Okay,
Well, we're bringing all the refugees with us.
of course.
Are we?
We don't want to leave them here. I mean, the whole point was to get them out of the building, so if we fight the wormling, they're not there.
So then we'll make them carry the food back, I guess.
That they're a bit weak to carry 2,000 pounds of food back.
Doesn't matter.
Just what they can carry then, I guess, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, you're taking back some supplies, basically what you can carry.
All right, let's head back.
Alright, I'm going to say you have a rather uneventful getting back to town. And let me open up the map here. Sharing is caring. You guys enter from over here on yonder, and you come into town. And what's the first thing you do?
To the military. The only people in this town with their heads on right. Except me.
I'm pretty all there, sir.
Alright, so you go past the church, and you see again Isparil on the steps with a sort of a crowd of people sort of begging and arguing, and she's seen arguing with you've seen that there's a huge argument between a couple different people you haven't quite met yet. And Isparel is just sort of looking, and another person are just looking like a little desperate and everything else. Do you continue on, or do you want to intervene?
Probably we should intervene, right?
I
Mhm.
will look to Hecate and raise an eyebrow.
Sorry, some of that cut out. So there's an altercation going on?
Yeah, it looks like there's another sort of argument that's brewing in front of the church.
Because if I remember
Oh,
correctly,
yes.
You guys stored all your stuff at the church.
Yep.
Oh, yes. Anything that's threatening the church, Hecate is just gonna go for it. She's not gonna start cracking heads yet.
Thor will back her up.
Yeah,
In
she's
2 seconds, because I forgot the great DVD or hard drive failure wiped all these images off. 1 second.
Mm.
I thought you were about to say the Great Ezekiel, and I was like, he's not in this campaign.
Yeah, but he affects everything.
Oh, the great Ezekiel.
I was sitting at a red light today. I'm like, fuck, this is all of Ezekiel's fault.
The Great Ezekiel, excuse you.
Oh, my friend, I will, my apologies. So what should my next accent that I butcher be?
Oh, well, I mean, when Kevin dies, you make a Russian. We're in Russia, make a Russian.
There you go.
I will make you Ukrainian, because fuck you, Russia.
I'd also like it to be known that I created this world long before the current geopolitical issues started.
I mean, the current geopolitical issues started
Yeah, when I was
long
a
time
child.
ago.
Well before that, but I mean...
Oh, I didn't realize that they started messing with our elections, not that they were a kleptocracy. There's a big difference.
Although I love... Russian food's pretty good, and Russian people are pretty fun to party with.
Have you ever partied with Russians?
That one time at that Russian bar.
What? Party
I
like
have.
a Russian?
I have, and they're actually pretty fun to party with.
I mean, and that fair's fair, everybody is.
What Russian bar were you at?
The one, remember the Soviet bar we went to?
I don't think that's actually owned by Russians. It was just a vodka bar.
Yeah, well, I pretended to be a Russian, so that counts. I didn't smile.
Yes, you did. You were drunk as hell.
Yeah.
That was the only good thing about working for that company.
That was a lot of vodka.
All right, so there's a argument going on.
Yeah,
Yeah,
1 second. I'm getting the images. Okay, you remember who it is. Okay, so you come up and Isparol says, I was ordered by oh, there they are. It's the bureaucrats Arcady and Kevin.
as soon as Hecate sees it's an angry mob, right? They're starting to get hostile.
It's one part angry mob, and then these two other people are at the front, sort of arguing with each other and also arguing with her.
All right, Hecate's going to just kind of like, she's still blood covered, still covered in like dried goblin blood and gore. Just kind of leap off the cart and just like boldly stride forward, just kind of like bellowing at the top of her lungs. What is the problem here that you would harass and I don't want to say defile. Defile's too strong a word. Harass and desecrate a place of worship and its faithful servant, and just like bellowing at the top of her lungs, like parade master style.
Ooh.
I didn't know they stack shit that high.
You see, one in very fancy
Bull
clothing.
straight forward.
One in very fancy clothing. sort of just look at you with like a bit of fear at first, but then with disdain at your unkempt nature. And then you see another. Even Isperol looks a little concerned, but she also has a sign of relief on her face.
Mm-hmm.
And then you see the middle-aged, early middle-aged looking woman look at you almost appallingly. Why are you covered in blood? What is the meaning of this?
I will look at her and I will say, we have just come from the refugees are from this town, right?
Well, they're from not they were heading to this town. They're probably from Safe Harbor or one of the other towns that got flooded or destroyed thanks to the comet.
I'm just gonna kind of like glance at her just a little bit, almost dismissively, because I don't know who she is just yet. And I'm just gonna say, we just basically cleared out a bandit stronghold of goblins and hobgoblins
Yes.
who are
And
feasting
zombies.
on and zombies who are feasting on the flesh of humans. Pardon me if I don't take the time to clean up afterwards as I look at the fine-dressed gentleman. But my
Kevin will
question has not been
try-
answered.
Kevin will try and hand the washcloth again.
My question has not been answered.
And what question did you say? Oh, right.
Basically, what the fuck you doing here? What's going on?
For the woman the younger woman will pipe up and say, "Oh, I am so sorry to disturb, you, and I mean no issue, no problems or issues here. I was just coming because so many of our refugees are hungry, and I was wondering why it wasn't being passed along as freely as it should be." And Isperol will just sort of roll her eyes a little bit and say, "We need to ration the food. It's not going to last as long if everyone just eats it willy-nilly." And then the nobleman will come up and say, "I am the reigning lord of this area, considering most of the others appear to have been dead. So I am the one
History
who
check
should
on
be
that.
in
Also,
charge."
scoffing incredibly hardcore.
A history check on that guy. Is he actually... Kevin probably would be obsessed with pedigree books and knowledge of the area. Is he literally the Lord?
You would know that this man is Kadika Leborn, I believe is his name. One second, I'm almost at the page. Kadika Leborn. You know that they are a minor noble family that's originally settled in Safe Harbor and grew rich off the ice trade.
But he's acting like he's a major noble family?
Yes, but his argument is most of the other major noble houses have either died or fled.
All right, I will just mention that to the party. He's not a major noble. Done.
And he
I'm
says,
sorry, sir. Are you claiming the bounty and gifts from the king as something that are yours to disseminate?
excuse me? It is a bounty from the king? King Ramon?
Indeed. Not King Ramon. Unfortunately, King Ramon is no longer with us. He passed away in an unfortunate accident.
Kevin will hold up the official scroll.
By the divines. I haven't had time to season in Aprax, given the current situation, and my yacht has been sunken with the floods. I am sorry to have been so delayed in such news. But you are the bureaucratic officials? You are legitimately sent here by King Beyond?
I will hold up the order scroll.
Indeed, and with the work we have just done for the people of this region, we have just acquired a larger trove of food and other goods, and perhaps by cleaning out Fort Frostfell, a safe place for the refugees to exist. What have you done besides complain and claim something that is not yours?
Excuse me? Sir. And then he looks and sees your name. Renko? Are you Kiro's son?
Yes.
Oh, excuse me. I am so sorry. Your lordship.
Ooh, can I go just kind of a little behind him, just bow, bow, bow?
Yes, you can. And he will actually do a bow towards you. I didn't realize that, that good King Beyond would send someone of such high stature to handle this situation.
Is that a height joke? No.
A little bit.
No, that was out of character.
You can tell he's being a bit sarcastic, but also, like, he would have just bullied you if you weren't the butcher's son.
We will be looking after the food. Don't worry. We will be more than happy to have you disperse it amongst the people who need it. But until such time, nobody stands above anyone right now. We are all simply trying to survive and figure out how things work. I would greatly appreciate, as would the king and the rest of the bureaucracy, your aid in this matter.
As Arcady is speaking, Heke will just kind of like step back a little bit and just kind of like take a position by his side, arms crossed across her chest, like she's almost like his guard.
Uthor will take a similar position.
You realize I come up to like your knees?
Don't care.
Yes.
Oh, I see you've brought some guards with you. I guess that is prudent. Very well, as long as I as the lord of this valley now, I was just doing my due diligence and making sure that this was in capable hands. Someone of your stature, you know, is very, very capable. Your father most certainly was in the war.
Heke will make a rude noise at his little speech there.
Anyway, I must go. I must see to my people up on the hill. I will most enjoy seeing you for dinner later, Sir Renko. Ta-ta! And he will saunter off.
That sounds like when he leaves, Uthor's going to lean down and say, that sounds like a great way to get poisoned.
Oh, indeed. That's why I have Kevin taste all my food first.
So
Kevin.
far, I'm 20-0.
Kevin, you're going to taste my food now, too.
Heke will go to Esperil and just be like, are you well, sister? Did it disturb you too much?
Oh no, they didn't disturb me too much. Oh, thank you for coming. Oh, I wasn't sure I could last much longer out there. That Kadika, don't trust him. He really gives me the creeps.
He's a nobleman. I trust a few of them.
Oh,
But you are a faithful servant of the mother. You would have held on as long as you would have needed to.
I hope so. There are dark things haunting this town these days.
As the what's-his-face is walking away, Kadika, can I try and slip the last of that candy into his back pocket where it sticks out?
Are you talking about the Tarenka, which is the fish jerky, or
Yeah.
the blood candy?
The fish jerky. So if any kid sees it, they'll start chasing him.
Sure. You know what? I'm gonna just say, for laughs, you're successful. Oh yeah, you're pretty successful.
I got swarmed. He can get swarmed now.
You were playing Taranka, Tim. Friend of all the children.
I did a good job. Anyway, let's...
And the other woman, Kadra, will say, "You found more food? Oh, thank the divines! And you said
Yeah.
you were saying something about the bandits.
Yes, and the food shall be rationed out just as everything else to ensure that there is enough for everyone. And we did take out some bandits in Fort Frostfell, among other things.
Oh, thank the divines! Oh, I'm very sorry, excuse me. I am Kadra Tourmaline. I am a councilwoman of Tomar's Crossing. I'm sorry,
And
I was
as
just concerned with everything. Everything just appears to be falling apart.
can I insight that?
Sure.
Because it seems kind of weird that a councilwoman is going to be like, "Oh, we need to hand out more food. We don't need to ration." Oh,
You
too
would
many things
also
open.
know that elections are coming up in a few weeks.
Ah, there we go.
You can tell that she is, for a politician, fairly genuine. She does have concern for keeping the people of this town fed. She's worried. She's obviously worried about a riot breaking out, and also she does want to remain on the council. So give more food, more. It makes it easier for her to get reelected.
So not wholly in the interest of the people, like mostly,
Yes.
but not wholly.
Yeah, I mean, she's still a politician at the end of the
Yeah.
day.
Yeah, Hecate is just going to kind of look at her and just be like, "Mm-hmm. Well, you will." She'll turn to Isparil and kind of look between the two women. You can both work together to, and she will stress as she looks back to Kadra, ration the food accordingly amongst the population.
Well, of course, I mean, we can't fight against the bureaucracy.
Good.
Damn
Basically,
right.
basically all Hecate wants to know is, are they going to harass Isparil anymore? And they're saying no, so she's happy. She's content now. She'll just kind of nod, and I guess we can go into the church and get our things now. What's our next step from here? To
Got
the army?
the cart.
Woo! Kevin's
Kevin will
bloody cart.
stand before the cart. I can't remember what I was trying to get.
Oh, good lord.
Oh, right.
Everything.
Good goddess.
And pull out.
Yes, dump everything out of the cart so we can bring food back with it.
Oh, I have
We don't need
this
any of
for
this
the
crap.
soldiers. As a tarp goes off the Maxim gun in the back of the cart.
Where did you get a Maxim gun?
Requisition paperwork isn't that hard to forge.
Oh, Kevin!
Nap.
I wanted to be prepared. Don't tell, please don't tell.
Kevin, does Arcady not know?
Oh, I know. I'm
Okay.
very, very proud of this young man.
Excellent.
I don't know how to use it, but I know those soldiers will.
Yeah, Hecate will thank Esperel again for, standing firm and guarding our belongings. Yeah, I guess we drop this off to the soldiers and go back for the food.
And the dragon.
That too.
Yeah, the soldiers are coming with us, right?
Yeah, I think we're taking them back with us.
We need to ask them. I assume.
I assume if we tell them there's food and everything is cleared out, they will be happy to come with us.
I have one other way to make them do it.
Wait, are you not planning on telling them about the dragon?
Oh, I fully intend to do that, but I think that is going to be for us to deal with, not them. I think they can start shuttling the rest of the food back and forth instead of us. We still need to look for that young lady and perhaps head to the ziggurat once we take care of this wormling.
That's a good plan.
I would
Excellent.
rather separate the wormling from Ralakai instead of facing them both.
Mm-hmm.
As we're walking over to the military, I would actually also like to just quietly ask Harliat about that Lord Kadika. And he will just say, "Are you sure you don't want some more people just to be wiped out by this plague? He seems like a lovely candidate."
You know, I wouldn't even use all those zombies. I wouldn't even wish that on my worst enemy, and I wouldn't even wish that on a bastard like Kadika. However, it would be. I would smile if I saw him in that form. I'm not gonna lie.
Any skeletons in his closet I should know about for perhaps safety?
Oh, where can I begin? He, like most nobles, he thinks he's overly important. He was, what do they say in the God's Eye? With that game of theirs. Born on third and think they hit a triple. That summarizes his personality. He threw a fit when the serfs had to be emancipated. And quite frankly, even though technically he was following the law, I believe his serfs weren't really emancipated. Oh, sure, he pays them for the work they do, but I don't, like most nobles, he wasn't giving them the fair share. And basically treats them as slaves.
Excellent.
And he's a serial adulterer, and, but so's his wife, so I guess that works out for them.
Oh, that's the kind of dirt I'm hopeful for.
He's a drunk and a layabout, doesn't really know what he's up to. Probably stealing taxes, but that's what all the nobles do. What? Are you shocked?
Little bit.
You do know a good chunk of the taxes, especially out here, are just taken by the lords who are supposed to collect them and don't go to the crown, right?
Well, then we need to. We'll make a 5-point plan about going to these noble. Sir, we can't let them do that. They're not above the law.
One of these days, you need to take Kevin aside and have a chat about how the world works.
No. I like the way the bureaucracy works is one day it just crashes down upon you and crushes your soul completely. I would not rob Kevin of that experience.
Oh, Kevin. You are. Oh, you are a child. Oh. Or blind. Horribly blind. I don't know which.
I'm just optimistic, and I will give the same grumpy face at Arcady as I do to the prisoner. And I'm gonna sulk for a bit.
Oh, poor sweetling. Ah.
I'm not talking to you, ma'am.
Oh, the babe has teeth.
All right, so I guess we go to the military, tell them that the fort is emptied, hand over the prisoners, and ask for their help to start bringing some of the refugees here, doing the repairs, and shuttling food back and forth.
Alright, you go back into camp, and it looks a little better since the last time you left it. They're making good work out of trying to stabilize this area. But you walk in, and you see Huberg arguing with another person.
I kind of want us to enter the military camp with Vista playing hard rock and roll with the machine gun out front like it's the new Mad Max movie.
One second. And you hear the argument continue, and you can hear Huberg, who is the leader of the militia, say, "I am the real military leader in charge of the Luna Valley, as per right by the king. You can assist if you wish, but you have no actual authority over such matters." And then you hear the other voice go, "But we are the Order of the Last Bastion Knights. We used to rule this region."
Is that the
So
bad?
that was
That's the traders, right?
yeah.
No, the Last Bastion Knights are the traitors.
Who were the traitors that were here? We learned about when I wasn't here.
What are you on about?
Who
I can learn to understand you much better if I can.
She's not. That's not that group, right?
Or Arcadie's father's group.
Yeah.
Wait, what? Go back again? I'm sorry.
No, wait. Who are these knights? Are they not Arcadie's father's group or the group that the woman that we captured is from? Right.
This is a different group altogether. In
okay.
fact, the ghosts that you saw in like the faux throne room area were the Order of the Last Bastion Knights. And Kevin, you would know this. As a part of the colonization efforts of on the frontier, one of the kings and queens a very, very long time ago was basically giving out land and sort of like a petty little kingdom or colony or to mercenary groups. So a mercenary group could come in, sort of make sure the land was good for civilization, quote unquote, and then they would be effectively ruling this area as a petty king almost.
I'll mention that to the party. Yeah, I'll share that with the party.
This is based on like in our world, like the Order of the Teutonic Knights, which basically was its own country. In sort of the Russia region.
So Kevin doesn't expect these people to be here, right? So he'll do that kind of odd exposition that you get in movies where they're the blah 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 blah.
Basically.
All right, I do that. Done.
All right, let me import their photos. 1 second. Oh, come on. I saved it all in here. Wrong folder. Wrong folder.
Mr. Greypaw, you do know that there are tons of animals that try and look like other things, right? Literally, nature lies about its intentions all the time.
No, it doesn't. Everything is trying to either eat you or kill you or avoid being eaten or killed by you.
Or trying to hide, or trying to pretend that they're smaller, and then they're going to
Avoid
eat you.
being eaten or killed by you. Or kill you. To eat you.
Lack of many intentions is not the same as no intention.
Anyway, you walk in and they sort of stand up and salute you. Well, salute Arcadie and Kevin. Ah, this is, and Hubert will go, "Oh yes, this is Sir Arcadie Renko, Kirill's son. Oh, you're the butcher's son. I've met him long ago during the border wars. How's the old chap doing? Maybe you remember me. I'm Sir I'm Sir Brenniform Steelcrest."
It is a pleasure to meet you. My father is very well. I will pass along your salutations, and I'm sure he will remember you.
Oh, of course, of course. In fact, I saloned with him during last season when I was in a prox. Still a spry fellow, though we are all getting on in our years.
Indeed. Are you wanting to assist the people of this good land?
Well, of course, we are the Order of the Last Bastion Knights. And whenever he says that name, you can see Hubert kind of rolling his eyes a little bit. And even though these pictures are more medieval sort of focused, Hubert is in more modern sort of soldier getup, whereas Steelcrest is very much a medieval style. It's ancient, it's old-fashioned, his armor is fancy.
Kind of like some of the soldiers in World War I in France came in basically dressed like Napoleon soldiers.
Basically.
Or that guy in World War II that wielded a clay.
Yeah, that guy. He had a bagpipist too.
Well, your arguments are great. There's pressing matters
Oh,
that
like
you
what?
might both be interested in.
Well, of course, there's those bandits. I hope Hubert was telling me about them. I hope you defeated them.
Most assuredly, and we have taken back Fort Frostfell for you. What we need is assistance in getting the supplies from there to help some of the townsfolk here of Thomas Crossing, but also hopefully to bring some of the refugees there to give them a safe and warm place to reside.
Hubert goes, yes, that is... It was our old fort, and we can retrofit it, and at least give it a good place for the refugees to live. But then Steelcrest goes, well, wait a minute now. Our order originally built that structure. Sure, I know that during the reforms of King or Queen Queen Lavinia, we had to give it up and and give it towards the army. But that was understandable. We were expanding and formalizing. We went from a colony to a proper province. Totally understandable. But desperate times call for desperate measures. And wouldn't it be right to take the old fort back? I mean, technically, the army abandoned it and had a new one built. Isn't abandoned property available to be taken over by anyone? Isn't that right, Sir Arcady?
Kevin will list off the appropriate legal form. As per Law 727-921.
-B.
No, sir. -B is only brought into consideration when there's an elephant around.
How peculiar.
And I would say it was not an abandoned space. It was a bandit's hideout. It is not currently belonging to anyone other than the king. If you are going to claim that you wish to take the king's property, you would be no better than the bandits. Right now, I think it needs to be looked after by the military, if you don't mind.
You can tell his face narrows, and if this was a Telltale Games, it would be like, Steelcrest will remember this.
Do we talk about the ghosts?
Are you saying that out loud in front of this guy?
Yes.
What ghosts? And he will whip out his very fancy, very shiny sword. Are there ghosts to slay? That is perfect for the Order of the Last Bastion Knights. Why, my great-great-great-great-great-grandfather...
Oh no. Oh my. Have you ever fought anything?
Why, yes, I fought goblins, I fought in many a jousting tournament, I am quite a regular sword fighter, even though my
Have you
time
fought
with the...
anything to the death bigger than him? And he's going to point to Arcady.
Yes, I was a soldier in His Majesty's army during the border wars. Even though I have been long retired, I still practice and work and exercise. As a member of the Order of the Last Bastion Knights, we are ready to defend the country at the king's whim.
And I believe we actually have a very special mission for you. There is a ziggurat that has been uncovered that the leader of the bandits has been kidnapping people. I would be honored if the Knights of the Last Bastion could accompany us to rescue these people.
Splendid! There's nothing better than rescuing some maids. It's almost right out of a storybook.
Can I insight check his experience?
Sure.
I'm getting some real King Kalen vibes from this.
I was thinking he's a total boot.
12.
You totally believe him. He's saying all the right words. And look at that armor. It's so shiny.
Has it
Yeah.
been used? Ever?
You don't wear metal armor.
Kevin would know, because he probably polished a lot of armor.
Alright, Kevin, you would know that it's not in regular use. Let's put it that way. You can tell that there have been a few scratches and dings that have been repaired, but it's still very new and very shiny.
Sir, I'm going to whisper to Sir, that's pretty much cherry armor.
Yeah, sure. We'll bring him along. It'll be funny.
Wouldn't it be funny? It will be bold! Bards will sing our praises through the ages. And then Huberg will just kind of roll his eyes every single time he speaks.
We have a bard with us, sir.
Oh, quite splendid! Which one of you is it? I have a bunch of stories that need to follow into the annals of the ages.
It's Miss Vista, sir.
Oh, Miss Vista, how are you?
Oh, I'm sorry. You guys were talking so much fluffy talk that I was so bored that I fell asleep in the corner here. I'm sorry. What? I missed it.
Yes, you are tired from your grueling journey. Delicate flowers such as yourself, I must say, even the most delicate of flowers can be formidable. Anyway, I have it's stacks and stacks of old legends and tales that I want codified. And there will be some gold in it for you as well. Of course, I always pay very well.
He pays an exposure.
No, I do not pay an exposure. I am not... He's delusional, but not a dick.
You guys...
I will telepathically say to Alta Vista, find out if he knows anything about this Demonplague or the Raytheon or the Greenskins or anybody else frozen deep in the past.
Okay, I yawned. Do you know anybody? I would love to hear some tales about... I was actually writing a new song, and I need to do some research for it. And you seem like a very knowledgeable man. Do you know anything
splendid.
about... And I bring up the exact same topics.
Oh, yes, we fought the Raytheon Empire. They were for this region about 1,000 or so years ago. And then the Divine smote them in their city. That's when we took this place over.
Okay.
Though
I look
the
at. Go ahead.
yes, and then we fought a lot of greenskins. The goblins and the like. They said they had an empire here 1,000 years before. Ha 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 ha! What pish posh!
I pretend I'm taking notes. I don't even have paper in my hand. But I'm listening.
He will go on and on about taming the dastardly wilderness and how his great grandpa defeated a dragon, and just keep kind of going on and on, but it kind of spirals from there.
Oh, I go, wow. You're a man with obviously a wealth of knowledge. So, do we have something that we're supposed to do? I look at the rest of the group.
Well, there's a thing we need to go kill.
Kill, you say?
Not you. Right, we're still doing that.
Yeah, we're going back to fight the dragon, right?
Dragon?
Why did you say it out loud?
Oh, that
Kevin?
wasn't. Oh, sorry, that wasn't supposed to be Kevin.
Oh, so that was out of character?
That was Ian, not Kevin.
Yeah, okay.
Yes,
I'll
out of
believe you.
character. We need to go kill this dragon, so we have to fight it later with a necromancer.
Yeah, so we'll drop off what food we brought the refugees to Huberg, the Harliet and Horlin prisoners, and do we want to rest here tonight and then head back in the morning, or try and hike back tonight?
It's
and,
actually a good
rest?
spot to sort of end it. We can do sort of the wrap up here, and then tomorrow you can go back and look to kill a dragon. Do you want to kill a dragon?
Uthor, while he's thinking about it, is going to say, he's going to ask if there's anybody in the fort other than this guy who's in the room with us that would like to kill a dragon, a small dragon.
Everyone kind of looks at you and starts laughing. A dragon!
Your military health insurance will not cover fighting a dragon.
No, but if you don't fight the dragon with us, and we die because we don't have help, you don't get your fort back because there will be a dragon in it.
There's a dragon in a fort. Look at this guy. Did you get hit in the head, buddy? Nobody's
Fighting
seen
a dragon invalidates your claim for life insurance.
Oh, they don't exist anymore. Or
Kevin,
maybe.
show them the scales.
I will. Okay, yeah, hold them up like magic cards.
Ooh, real dragon scales.
Tiny dragon scales, because it's a tiny dragon, to be clear.
If it's a tiny dragon, why do you need our help killing it?
We'll
It's a
be
dragon?
inside the tower. If it flies out of the tower, we won't be able to do much.
And it's a dragon.
So if you all could, just send a few people, sit down on the ground level, fire arrows if it flies out of the castle or the tower.
We have guns. Guns will work, right?
Sure.
Oh yes. Guns would be lovely.
We have guns and arrows, so whichever works more efficiently.
We brought this, and I'll pull the tarp off the gun.
Ooh, that's one of those new Maxim guns. Ooh.
I think Maxim is the name of the guy who invented it.
Yep.
Does he exist in this world?
Sure, he
Yep.
is a halfling from the God's Eye. He invented it. Halflings, so little people, but they're really good at making, war machines.
So I guess we hold this over for the next month.
Yes, Arcady, do you, tell Stanislaw everything? Do you report back via your diplomat's pouch?
Yes, I give him an absolutely full report of everything we learned, including the history of the Demonplague, the Druids bringing the glacier, what I learned from Harliet, the fact that Ralakai is freed and attempting to do what he's doing. I let him know that Lord Kadika is the last lord left, and that things here are getting more and more dire, and food is needed as soon as possible.
You put that in your diplomat's pouch, and you go off, eat dinner, come back, and there's a letter back from Stanislaw, and it simply reads, "You know, if this had been from anyone but you, I wouldn't have believed them." And that's where we'll end it.
Sir, ammunition.
And Stanislaw will say, FYI, Arcady, it appears that Kevin, got one of our Maxim guns, and he'll probably be needing ammunition. I told you he was a clever boy.
So we don't have bullets for it?
I know you have bullets, you just don't have...
That's a whole nother form. My God, man. What do you think?
Per bullet.
Alright, and with that, I
It
will...
looks like Stanislaw is sending us some ammunition, so hopefully soon. Hopefully. They may have some here.
And with that, I will end this stream. I would like to thank Superfan ZLT, talking as always. And I would also like to thank Curtis, Valentine, and Lurks for watching. There will be no game tomorrow, as it will be Halloween.
We can stream it and just be upstairs. I just have to come down every about 20 minutes, or we shut off your... there just won't be anybody on our end.
Okay, we'll set it up for streaming tomorrow, because we will be doing a special Kill Strahd tomorrow. We're going to be giving out candy, but you guys are doing Kill Strahd. Ron, what is it called?
Strahd must die.
Igthor kill Strahd.
Strahd must die. So it'll be a special Halloween episode. And with that, thank you. Please check out the doobly-doo down below for our Discord and sister shows, along with our Extra Life link. With that, see you tomorrow. Bye-bye.
That was